Hi, welcome to Tips and Tricks in Photoshop. Today we're going to use Photoshop in a way where we can change the colour of somebody's eyes in a couple of really easy steps. So here I've got an image that I have downloaded from unsplash.com, which is a great site for royalty-free images of really high quality from independent photographers. So here is the image, and she's got really nice blue eyes that are nice and shiny. It's got a lot of contrast in it and light that I can then use to edit. So I'm going to use the fourth option down here, which is the Object Selection tool. So the shortcut to that is W. I'm just going to draw a square across this eye here. So this is going to make a selection of her eye. It's not going to be perfect, but we can always go back and fix that later. So I'm going to use my space bar just to pan across, and I'll hold down the shift and you can see a little plus will come up. I'll click and drag over the other eye here, so that way I can do multiple selections. So I've got a multiple selection here of her eye. Now if I go over to my layers panel, so window layers, I can then add what's called an adjustment layer. So the fourth icon across, which is like two little semicircles, we're going to click on this and we're going to move down to hue saturation. So what this will do is it's going to open up the hue saturation panel. I'll close that for the moment just so you can see what it does. But it's actually created a layer mask here because I already had her eyes selected. What it's done is it's left the eyes white, so white will like show through, and then the rest of the mask has remained black, meaning whatever I do now with my hue saturation, it's only going to apply itself to the white areas, which is what I had selected, which is her eyes. So to get that properties panel up again, I'm going to double click on this little symbol here, which is the hue saturation. So if we have a look at her eyes while I move these sliders along, if I move it along to the right, you can see that her eyes are changing color now. So she's got like purple eyes. I can move back this way to more green sort of colored eyes. So the hue is the actual color where we can change the color of her eyes, and it's working with the existing lights and shades that she already had in the original photo. Saturation will be the intensity of the colour and how bright it can be. So if you want it to be sort of like they've got contacts in, they're like a witch, they have purple eyes, they have green eyes, then you would bring up the intensity. However, it does look less realistic. So if you're bringing the saturation down to a more realistic colour, then it does look more like natural eye colour. The lightness will be the amount of white that is in that image. So keeping that at the default is the best way to go. Now you can always go in and edit if you've gone over into certain areas here. So because the mask works with black and white, so if I click on the mask here, white will show, black will remove. So if I press B for brush, and I'll just make my brush a lot smaller, I'll change my brush to be a hard round brush and make it a lot smaller. I'll just show you what it will do. So I'm on the mask, so I have this activated. So black is at the front, and then in the background color I've got white. So white will show, black will remove. So if I was to use my brush now and brush through here, it's going to show the original color. You can see on here it's now removed the bit that I've actually brushed over. So if you've gone too far around the outside edges or into parts of her eyelid, you can always amend that by using your brush. So here I've now changed this so it doesn't go so much onto her eyelashes anymore. It keeps it confined to just where the iris of the eye is. So that's how you can very easily change the eye color of somebody. You can change the hair color of somebody, a dress color, lip color, all of that. So it really just comes down to making that really good selection at the very start and then using your hue saturation to edit. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time.